Turning now to the very latest from the state capitol, our digital political reporter Alex Kenlin is in studio with us now. And Alex, we are wrapping up the legislative session in just a few days, but before that, it is still certainly a very busy week for lawmakers.
Very busy. Just to give you an idea, the Senate convened this morning at 10:30 instead of its normal 1 p.m. So that put a lot of committees, out of circulation, as it were. They're trying to get everything done by Wednesday.
Okay.
We're trying to get everything wrapped up by Wednesday, and there's just everybody's working very hard.
And I know something that is being worked on currently has to do with the library board.
The library board, and what happened, Caroline Derby will have more of this in our later shows. She was able to talk to some of the people involved, but this is the third legislative attempt to end it. This just came up. There was a bill that was introduced on the 9th. It was already in the House by the 10th. It was introduced in the Senate on the 9th, in the House by the 10th, and it would disband the current library board and change that to, the governor would reappoint 7 new members for the board. Normally they're appointed for 7-year terms, staggered terms. The concern, of course, is those opposed to the current setup are concerned that minors' access to certain books inside the library. But they are met with the concern that, well, now the government is starting to regulate what you can read.
Okay.
And both sides have a point. So, but this most recent bill, unlike the two previous introduced by Senator Dan Sullivan out of Jonesboro, this bill has been introduced by Senator Jonathan Dismang, Republican out of Searcy, number 3 in the Senate seniority, and that probably has something to do with the speed it's moving through.
Okay, so we will see what that can do in the next few days.
Right.
Something we've been following, I feel like, since day one of this legislative session was watershed moratoriums. Are there updates there?
Very much so. Introduced early in the process was a bill to remove the moratoriums on watersheds. And this created a lot of concern for fans of the Buffalo River and, of course, Lake Maumelle, both of which have moratoriums against large animal feeding operations in that watershed. And you might remember back in 2019, this all started when the state bought C&H Hog Farms, which was located on a Buffalo River tributary, for $6.5 million. And at that point, they put a moratorium on further large animal feeding operations along there. Well, now they have a bill. They were going to remove the moratorium, the ability to create moratoriums altogether without legislative review. And now that's changed, and the Buffalo and Maumelle moratoriums will remain in place after this bill is passed.
Okay.
Future moratoriums will be reviewed.
Okay, so obviously some major updates there. I know there's a couple of other things that have happened, but I think folks are going to have to go on to our website to check those out.
That's it, KARK.com.
All right, Alex, thank you. I know we are counting down the days to the end of this legislative session, but until we get to the end, Alex and our broadcast reporter Caroline Derby will continue to cover this session until it is over. You can find everything you need to know both on air and on our website, KARK.com. And of course, you can also go and read everything that has previously happened during this session, even after we wrap up.